You think you know me.
Today on Security VIP, we feature the CEO of AEYESKY, Chencong Ren. Get ready for nothing but the truth.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the episode of the Security VIP podcast. It's your home for nothing but the truth. As always, I am your host, Taylor May. And on today's episode, I want to say we've got the most exciting thing in the casino industry on this episode, if not the broader security industry. I found out about this company about a couple months ago. Obviously, my background is heavy in the casino side. Richard Marcus, MGM, Resorts World, Cherokee Nation, etc. A lot of casino friends that I do have in the space. And I came across this company called AEYESKY. From Zach Cope, the director of surveillance at Resorts World. He said, Taylor, you've got to check out this company. It's saving us so many headaches. And I'm going to let the CEO talk about more about what they do. But on this episode, I've got the CEO, Chencong Ren, and the head of marketing, Wang, on this episode. Gentlemen, welcome to Security VIP. How are we doing today?
Hi, good. So I'm the CEO of AEYESKY. We are doing kind of the smart surveillance for casino world. Our solution is kind of connected to the existing surveillance cameras. So we are not using any additional camera or the UV marker on the chips. Over our customers like that, and player want to know we are kind of enable such technology. And what we mainly do is actually we detect all the chips and the cards on the table by using AI. And we know if some dealer is making mistakes when they push a lose or paying a push, something kind of like that. We actually help casinos recover a lot of money for the Resorts World. And I started this company in 2022. So when I was 21, I just went to casino and play blackjack. Then I realized, maybe cause I'm learning math in my university. So I was thinking if I can be a advantage player in this industry. But later I found out maybe work for the casino will give me more opportunities. So later then I just used what I learned to create this product. And I think that's pretty much all the story of the AEYESKY.
Well, no, I mean, it's interesting because you look at the casino industry, and I've said this pretty much on every single episode of my podcast. The industry itself is one of the most difficult environments to secure and protect. Just from a security angle, when you talk about manipulation, you talk about fraud detection, you talk about people scamming, people like Richard Marcus, that used to scam casinos for a living. I would imagine if AEYESKY was implemented back in the Richard Marcus days, I don't think Richard would have got away too much. He says like no one can catch him with his Savannah move, and he all these tricks and bags. But what you guys are doing is very appealing to industry, and honestly, it just works. And that's the thing in the casino sector. If you develop an analytic or an AI solution, if you want that solution to be battle-proof and tested in an environment, the casino environment is the most difficult environment to have an analytic work. And the fact that you guys are already working with Resorts World, and we just spoke about this earlier before we kicked this episode live off, you're doing now a trial with MGM, that speaks for itself, right? And those are the two most difficult environments, at least on the strip, to protect. So I guess, Al, from your angle, coming from MGM and you see a technology that Chencong put together, obviously that excites you. It excites me, guys. When I first saw it, I was like, this is incredible technology. But from your side, on the marketing side and kind of what you're seeing in the casino sector, obviously, spearheading table games, what excites you the most about what AI is doing and providing for the casino industry?
Yeah, so thank you, Tyler. I want to talk a little bit more about the history I have with this company. So I kind of get in touch with this company back in, I believe, either 2004, 2024 or 23. And at that time, AEYESKY was promoted to be the software that can help the civilians to find the card counter on the blackjack. And at that time, I just had a good conversation with Chencong, and I told him if we really want to push this software, we need to change the angle from catching the card counter because we all know nowadays in the casino industry, it's a very mature environment, and all any investment we want to convince the casino to put in, they're always asking for the financial proof, right? But for card counters, we stopped the loss before it happens. So it's very hard to say, hey, we help you guys recover. So, what's the amount? We can't even prove ourselves. So we switched the angle. From that time, we had a conversation from catching the card counters to focusing on the dealer arrow, right? Because we all know that 21, even though it's a very simple plus calculation, but imagine like the dealer working on that 8 hours per day, right? And thousands of hands per shift. It's very easy for them to make a mistake. And also the environment, some dealer are new, they are easily get manipulated by the customers.
In a 4 hour, 6 hour, 8 hour shift as that dealer, you're human. It's natural to make errors, and obviously a human's not perfect. So I think that's where you supplement technology into the fold, right? Where you've got things like AI Sky to say, hey, look, in case there is a dealer fault error, we can back it up and go to our analytic like AI Sky and say, oh yeah, that was a maneuver, or that was a chip stack, or a card count that was not susceptible or not in play. So I think that's the benefit with when you supplement technology like this. And Chencong, when you developed this, man, did you just, obviously you played blackjack before in Vegas. I'm a big blackjack fan myself, but did you just see this problem occurring throughout all casinos where you just see, hey, blackjack seems like the most common game for error or loss on the table?
No, actually, we see like this is the common problems across all casinos. Cause since we are doing things for the baccarat, and almost every baccarat table have the electronic shoe, something kind of like that. But we find like baccarat is more easier to make mistakes, which is very funny. We saw in some video clips, the dealer will look around for the pit and pays out the losing bit. It's actually very funny for us to look at that. And yeah, I was absolutely right. We changed from doing things like card counting detector to the dealer error detector. But actually, we don't enable the advantage player detection in Las Vegas area because the gaming regulation things. We just turn it off. So in Las Vegas area, we just doing things like dealer error. And for now, we already covered the blackjack, baccarat, and we are in the testing phase in the UTH, and later we will launch our product for the roulette. It's a very difficult area. I mean, it's a ball, it's not with cards, so but it's very exciting.
Piggyback off what you're saying, obviously people that are working 6, 8 hour shifts and there's things going around the table, lights, food, etc. You're susceptible to make fault alert mistakes, and so it's cool, Chingon, that you guys are now pivoting to other games on the floor, and roulette is very difficult to watch, especially with such a small object that you have to look out for and manipulation. But I want to talk about like the infrastructure, because that's always a question when it comes to analytics. People talk about air gap deployments and air gapped environment, right? No access to the internet. That's pretty much the majority of the casinos nowadays are air gapped. There are some casinos that are going to the cloud. I talk about that too. But for the majority, whether it's the commission or it's just a regulation, they have to be on-prem air gapped environments. So talk about how do we deploy AI Sky? What does that deployment look like?
So we will provide all the server and some kind of hardware, and casinos they do not like really worry about too much how our deployment are, because everything is in closed network and our AI is completely uh, run locally, so there's no data will be uploaded to the cloud. I think the big challenge for us is like to do the update for our software because they don't have like remote access. Usually we just do some team viewer or Zoom remote into their computer with the internet and trying to do from there. Yeah, but I mean we don't have any problems doing on-premise deployment.
Yeah, I mean, when I sold facial recognition, I sold to Zach and Eddie and all the other casinos on the strip. I sold them face rec. It was on prem, and that you bring up a good point. Obviously, when it comes to updates or patch fixes, yeah, you need to have like TeamViewer or kind of SSD or SSH into the system, which can be a pain at sometimes. But at the end of the day, if you have a best in breed analytic, it doesn't matter if it's in the cloud or it's on prem. You want to have the best in breed solution in place. And right now, I don't even think there's anything else out there that is doing what you guys are doing. Correct me if I'm wrong. Is anyone else even doing this right now in the casino sector?
We Actually, we don't see any like competitors for now because most of them will rely on installing additional camera on the table, and they are more table game side. Like they are not like we are not the truly competitors. We are more on the surveillance side.
And that's a bit of it too. And I want to talk about that. We talk about using existing infrastructure a lot. That's a big advantage. We're not putting hardware or requiring customers to buy hardware. So talk about what do you need from a camera angle, like resolution, WDR. I mean, a camera agnostic, on-VIF compliant. I mean, what's the like the bare minimum for the AI to work?
So for our software, we'd like to see the resolution to be minimal at 1080p, and the FPS have to be 10 FPS or higher. I believe most of the modern cameras will kind of accept that. And to enable our software, we just need the RTSP stream. From there, we will pull from either from your camera or from your NVR, and just start from there. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it makes it simple. I mean, everything you said is stuff I used to do for a living. Pulling RTSP streams and applying the analytic on top of it. It's cool that you guys only need 10 FPS. A lot of face rec companies need like 25 FPS. Obviously, higher frame rates means more hardware power and more consumption out of that GPU card. But at the end of the day, I think that's the advantage with something like this. Is again, why rip and replace when you can just use what you got, right? And I think that's the benefit with an analytic like this. And Al, I want to give you an opportunity to speak again, man. But anything else that you want to say from your perspective that we haven't covered yet on this episode?
I mean, not too much. One thing I do want to point out that when we talk about there really have no competitors in this field right now is because we all know that we all work in this industry. It's not easy to get into the casino, right? It's a very highly regulated environment. So I think a lot of companies, even though they put as much as um, the development team as we did in this project, they just failed because it take them too long to see how they can see revenue. But for our company, all the way from all the developers and also the CEO, we all have the faith that we know it's going to work. So we've been patiently, pushing the product into the casino, and we never rush the process. For each customer, we always recommend them to have the trial period, right? So pretty much everybody who sign become our official customers are really happy with the product. So that is also something I want to point out.
No, I mean I agree with you. It's when I was on that conversation with you guys with the Hard Rock, obviously owned by Cherokee Nation, the response I got after that call was like their whole team was just like amped and excited how they saw the technology work, and they're like, wow, this is incredible. And it's cool that you guys are giving casinos the opportunity to battle proof it, to test it before they actually buy, which is common, right? Why not test the race car before you actually make a purchase? And so I guess talk about Chencong, the price point. How do you guys license this? Is it licensed per camera, licensed per table? What's the cost structure when it comes to this technology?
It's licensed by camera, and we will give a huge discount if you buy like large volumes.
Okay, yeah. So it's typical SaaS model, 1 year, 3 year, 5 year term, I'd imagine.
Usually we just do 1 year term, and yeah. I mean, we provide all the all the servers. So maybe it's not just simply SaaS, maybe infrastructure as a service too.
Man, I'm just trying to make more money for you guys, man. Trying to promote you guys and get some bigger contracts out there because I think this is incredible technology, and again, I've lived in this industry now for 12 plus years, and I've seen a lot of cool technology. But I feel like this right now is the hottest thing on the market, and I say that very confidently because honestly, I haven't seen anything else like this is doing this. And when a customer calls me that I've known for 4 or 5 years and sold him 3 different technologies. He says, "Hey Taylor, this is the coolest thing right now that is helping us the most." That excites me, and I'm talking again about Zach at Resorts World. So a great advocate for you guys. But I guess my 2 final questions here, guys. One's for Al, one's for Chencong. Al, I'm going to put you in the hot seat for this question, but Chencong, this is probably an easy question for you, my friend. What are the goals for 2025, man? Like, are we talking about investment rounds? You guys going to raise some capital, or is it maybe just keep continuing to get casino wins, do trials? What's your goal for 2025, man?
Our goal is to actually we want to cover 120 more tables in this year, and that's a very practical goal because it's 10 tables per month increasing. And for now, we don't really do the fundraising because actually I reached to a lot of investors like they don't like the industry and they see our market cap is kind of low. But now we are good. I mean, we have the clients who trust us, and we have some cash flow coming in. So I'm good in the financial aspect.
Well, revenue is king, right? Revenue always justifies. So I think the more attractive you guys become is because you guys win more casinos. Obviously, revenue increases, and then an investor is going to be killing themselves for not investing in you guys earlier enough, right? So I think that's the beautiful thing about what you guys are doing right now. Because I hope you guys continue to succeed, continue not only on the corporate side, but also get some tribal casinos as well. Because I think tribal's a different environment, but it's also a good spearheading environment for you guys to get this technology adopted. So great points there, Chengong. And Al, final question, man. I say this is a difficult question. It's not a difficult question, but when I started this podcast back in May of 2020, but almost 5 years ago, I had a 60-second hot seat where I said, "Hey, why this company?" So in your perspective, Al, like why AI Sky? Tell me why someone should purchase your product.
I think one thing is we provide direct financial return, right? For all the customers we have right now, everybody is really happy between the cost that they pay the company and also the return they saw from using the software. And second is the accuracy. Like we have some great talent in the team who make this software like more and more powerful. And with the help of AI, it's just going to be better. And also our product is also increasing from the beginning of old blackjack only. Now we are expanding our product. So I think the future is very promising, not only just from the product itself, but also from the overall company future.
I agree. I think, the accuracy is one thing, but the immediate return that you guys provide to these casinos, I think when Zach put it in, he'll probably correct me, but I think as soon as he puts you guys in, I want to say maybe like 10 days later, maybe sooner, he already saw like return on the amount of money he collected off the table. And that's incredible. Like seriously, when you install technology and you get an instant return like that, and typically it's a 30-day or 60-day or sometimes longer, sometimes a year to see a return. And so when these director of surveillance and these VP of surveillance folks have to go build a business case to massively adopt technology, they already have immediate KPIs and OKRs from your technology. And that's really cool to see, really reassuring to see. So again, I will say this 1,000 times. I think you guys have the hottest piece of technology in the casino sector. So I'm sure more casinos will hopefully see this episode. I speak with casinos every single week. I hope more traction comes for you guys, man. And I wish you guys nothing but the best for 2025.
Thank you. Thank you, Taylor.
Yeah, no problem. And last question, Chencong, if people want to learn more about the company, where is the best place to do that, my friend?
So they can just directly contact me or contact you. I mean, we have our website running, and you can feel free to submit a query through our website.
All right, guys and girls, that was Chencong Ren, the CEO of AEYESKY, along with the head of marketing, Wang. You guys go check out their technology. They're doing some incredible things for the casino sector. They're obviously winning in a lot of key casinos, but also expanding on the game floor with more table games in the future. So I love to see that. If you want to hear more information about our podcast series, you can check us out on our website, svip.news. Wherever you listen to podcasts, we're on every single major streaming platform: Spotify, Pandora, iHeart, Apple, Amazon, the list goes on. And if you're not connected with us on LinkedIn yet, make sure to connect with us on SVIP. And make sure to hit that subscribe button on YouTube. You guys stay safe out there. We will catch you guys on the next one.